Hello everybody, Clicks here with a new, well, this is going to actually be kind of a multi-build video, I guess you could say, because I'm going to go through basically the setup that I've been running for a few days now with Oberon, however you want to say it. I am running his Magistar. I actually really like this weapon. Uh, the mods that I'm running on it right now are with No Forma, Spoiled Strike, Fury, Pressure Point, North Wind, Fever Strike, Sundering Strike, and Melee Prowess. Now this is mostly for um, as you can see, puncture damage and viral damage. This is going to be mostly for Grenier. It works pretty well against Corpus as well because viral is also good against Corpus, and the weapon in itself has a lot of impact damage, so it's great against shields. But the melee prowess, I threw that on there because um, this weapon's melee is a stun and it has a really high range. On top of that, I'm going with base damage instead of charge attacks because this is one of the few. Whoops! This is one of the few heavy weapons that has a pretty fast attack speed for a heavy weapon. 1.8. That's fast for, well, with the Fury, that's fast for a charged weapon, and the charge attack is only 175. So really, there's so many better weapons for charge builds. It's got a decent spin attack, isn't crazy good, but it's decent. But as you can see here, we got 224 viral damage and 128 impact damage. With 11.5% status. This thing swings really fast. I mean, and being that it's a heavy weapon and causing blunt damage and, stuns from the status effect, it's just, it's just really great. Plus the status chance on the viral is included in that. It can stun and reduce health. So overall, this is just a pretty good all-around weapon. It's not something I would use, for instance, for Loki, because of the lack of crit. But for just a quick, I need to melee a couple times here and there, it's very good. But as you can see, I'm running Vectis, and for the most part, you don't want to be in melee range if you're using the Vectis. Also, being that I'm playing Oberon is basically kind of a support, kind of an ultimate spam build. Just kind of a balance, I guess you could say. I don't tend to be in the front lines as much. I can help out from the back more. As you can see, I'm running really high damage numbers right here. 555 cold damage for those shields and stuff. I couldn't pull off either magnetic or anything like that I just didn't have the slots to do it. But we got the 4 times critical damage and 62.5% crit chance. Plus, especially when you're fighting Grenier and Corpus, it's really easy to aim where you can crit. So, I mean, crit instantly, the headshots, and I tend to shoot in the shoulder area for the Corpus crewmen and things of that nature. So we're going to go into what I've done here. Got split chamber all the way up, serration all the way up, fast hands all the way up. That's a necessary. Charge chamber, I mean, that's no brainer. Vital sense is one from the top, and my last point there, it's either going to go into cryo rounds or vital sense, but I really, vital sense is just where it's got to go. That's probably going to be the last point. Point strike all the way up. Cryo rounds 2 from the top. Now this one is where I'm getting that 555 cold damage, and even though it's not electric damage, it's still really good against the Corpus, and it kind of makes up for what this weapon lacks in good damage against the Corpus, because it has a lot of innate armor piercing. So it's good against the Grenier almost no matter where you shoot him. You barely even have to headshot until you're getting into like level 30 to 40 plus enemies. You really don't even have to worry about hitting the head. Except for heavies, it'll one-shot everything. And heavies move so slow, they're incredibly easy to headshot without even trying. Now, I have tried to find a way to work in Eagle Eye into my build. I'll explain Metal Auger in a second. But I really wanted Eagle Eye in there. I mean, this weapon has a good zoom. It is a sniper rifle, but I like to be able to stay back even further. But I just couldn't give up the extra 60% damage. That's a lot of damage to give up just to be able to zoom in. I could give up this 40% charge chamber because, I mean, hey, 60% freeze damage is actually more damage than charge chamber. But charge chamber works off the base, and damage of a weapon, and pretty much isn't, it's boosting all damages, not just cold damage. So really these are helping each other in tandem. But as you can see, in order to do this, I have formed this weapon 3 times. Most of the builds that I've seen do not include Metal Auger. Now, the reason I have included Metal Auger is because the punch through is amazing. I'm gonna do some gameplay footage here soon, but I'm having some issues with file types and editing and things like that. The way I'm recording, I can't get sound in my videos if I edit the video, basically. So I've got to either find another way to record than OBS or figure out maybe a different codec to use. I'm not sure, but right now, to be honest, I'm not going to be able to include gameplay with this video. But Metal Auger, we're talking like Grineer, Corpus. I mean, shoot, even using this, I mean, the armor pierce from this gun is great against the infested as well. I would just switch out cryo for, you know, something else that would be more effective against infested, like maybe some fire damage or something, I don't know. But the punch through, oh, lining up 5-6 enemies in a line and dropping them all with one bullet is not only nice and fun, but necessary with this weapon. Because sure, it's great, you can kill from a range, you can do really high damage, but what's the point in doing really high damage if you're only killing one enemy at a time when someone else can bust in with an Ogress or a Penta and destroy groups of enemies? So this is your answer to that. That is how you're going to not only pick off high priority targets, but also be able to kill more than one person at a time. It's necessary. Also, shooting people through cover. I've actually, even with just 1.8 punch through, I've shot people through the floor of, you know, where a railing, though I'll see them hiding behind a railing, I'll miss my shot a little bit, it'll shoot them in the toe through a floor and still kill them in one hit. Metal Auger is amazing for this weapon. Not all weapons, but this one it is. I apologize for that. Let's get into the Oberon. As you can see, I've only got 125 health and 740 shield. 65 armor, 300 power, 80 stamina. There's a reason for that. I've got an open slot here. I'm about to polarize him a second time. This will go to a vitality mod right here, and I might even drop down this redirection to a different redirection that I have that's slightly lower rank. But he actually does have more health than that. The values still don't show correctly or whatever. I'm thinking about polarizing him actually 2 more times. I need to get rid of this last slot here. But I also am thinking about getting rid of Rifle Lamp and going with the Energy Siphon. Because if I'm playing mostly support, yeah, I mean, shoot, 27% damage to my Vectis is nice. But I'd rather have more energy. Because, I mean, here's the build. Here's the support right here, Reckoning and Renewal. It's all about boosting life when things get tough, when shields are down. Now, I was originally using Continuity and even Constitution and boosting my power duration to make Renewal last longer, but I found that it just wasn't necessary. It was actually, this is my oh shit button. You would think that Reckoning would be the oh shit button, but Reckoning does enough damage that Renewal is my oh shit button. When I don't have enough energy to cast this and I've been knocked down by a shield lancer and, you know, everything's pounding on me and I know my shields are about to go, I pop this. Before I was level 30, I ran no redirection, no vitality with this exact build going, and I ran 40-minute Apollodorus pretty much almost solo. I mean, I had one other guy join in a little later, but it was almost solo with this build. That's with no redirection and no vitality. That's impressive. With the max stretch on my Reckoning, I can sit in the corner of a doorway and just wax enemies before they come through. And until 35 to 40 minutes, I was one-shotting even heavies with Reckoning. And even with power, or with Focus and Blind Rage, giving me, what is that, 84% power strength, I still can't one-shot wet heavies over 35 or 40. But that's because Oberon's, you know, ultimate is not meant for just straight damage. It spawns a lot of health spheres on the ground, and that actually comes in really handy at the later levels. At beginning, it it's kind of useless to have health orbs everywhere. But when you're running towards that exit and you're ulti spamming, and I'll be ultimate spamming and keeping renewal up the entire time while we're running to an exit, especially, oh my gosh, if you've run out of life support, God forbid, this can actually keep your health up enough to take a couple hits. Renewal will keep your health up from 5 health because your degeneration is only taking place when you're not being healed. So because this is constant heal, you're actually not losing health. Reckoning, picking up the health orbs as you ultimate spam and run towards an exit. You can actually make it to an exit with Oberon. That's really nice. So, this has been a pretty good build for me. I haven't tried really high wave defense with it yet, with Infested and such, so we'll see how it works with that. With that max stretch, though, I can't imagine. I mean, the freaking Infested are just going to drop, but I'm really thinking the next Polarize is going here. That's going to have to happen. It's going to have at least a small Vitality mod. I've got a couple different ones here. I thought about throwing in Physique, maybe making this a defensive mod. That's still a possibility as well, to give me some boost to health there, instead of Energy Siphon. But I'd really rather let's just throw in a small Vitality mod to get that, and then give me plus energy regen, because the regen is where I get my health from. Redirection is much more important than Vitality, because I can keep my health up through these two. So this is what I'm running. I don't need to explain all these cards. Y'all know what they do. But that's what I've been running right now, just for kind of fun, with my Oberon. I really like this Magistar. I run the Vectis on almost all of my characters. It's my favorite weapon. It's just fun. So I'm not always about being the most possible effective high damage person that I can be. The most possible, high effective support as I can be. I like to have fun. So this is what I'm running.